guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Joson. For today's topic, we are going to discuss, is the iPhone 5C still worth buying in 2021? But before we start, roll intro. She's a The iPhone 5C was released alongside the iPhone 5S as a budget phone on September 20, 2013, wherein the iPhone 5S is the flagship phone, which I made a review of last year and this year. However, their only similarity is the year of release, which we'll talk about later. The build of the iPhone 5C in front is glass, wherein the back and the frame are from polycarbonate plastic. It came with a variety of colors which are pink, yellow, blue, green, and white. The iPhone 5C weighs 132 grams. Basically, the iPhone 5C is just an iPhone 5, which is its predecessor internally. Yet, its housing is from plastic, which is the second and the last iPhone to have such build, along with the iPhone 3G and the 3GS, which were my first iPhone. Apple, years after, devoted to having a premium feeling for their future flagships. So most probably, plastic design is cancelled. Yes, with a T. Anyway, design-wise, the 5C's problem is not really about the plastic design per se. It is plastic, yet it is built well and very comfortable to use. It is also not that slippery and has a good grip. But by holding the phone, it somehow feels cheap, and it is not a typical premium design. It was also a bit pricey back when it was released, since you're having a specification of its predecessor, the iPhone 5, plus with a not so premium polycarbonate plastic housing, which apparently means it is not a practical choice to purchase over the iPhone 5S. Moreover, it would be better if it was priced lower than how much it costs and if it shows the perceived quality, or if it was comprised of the iPhone 5S's hardware specifications like what we have on the current iPhones with their respective budget phones. Nevertheless, let's keep in mind that the iPhone 5C is a budget phone, sort of. The 5C has an IPS LCD, it has 4 inches and 59.9% screen to body ratio. It has a screen resolution of 640 by 1136 pixels and 326 pixels per inch. The display of the phone in general is pretty small compared to the phones we have nowadays. It's quite the adjustment coming from the phone that I'm currently using, which are the iPhone XR and the iPhone X, which we'll make a review of soon. But it's quite good, especially for one-hand use, because most phones, budget phones, mid-range phones, flagships, are aiming for a bigger screen size and bezel-less, I don't know if that's a word, display, or in other words, a higher screen to body ratio. A 4-inch display is something unique with phones in today's generation. But screen resolution wise, it has a retina display which keeps everything clear and crisp, and pixels are not that visible. There's nothing to complain regarding to the general screen resolution other than the screen size. In other words, the screen display of the iPhone 5C is still great and still produces punchy colors of display. The iPhone 5C started from iOS 7, then upgradable to iOS 10.3.3. It is powered by an Apple A6 chip, it has dual-core CPU and triple-core graphics. It packs a gigabyte of RAM, and the available ROM or storage are 8, 16, and 32 gigabytes. Well, performance-wise, it is what you would expect for a 7-year-old phone. One of the failing points of this phone, in my perspective, is the hardware performance. But in all fairness, it was meant to be a budget phone than a flagship. It has the same processor of its predecessor, which is no better over it. In other words, in terms of using the iPhone 5C on a daily basis, it takes time to launch an app. Multitasking is also not reliable with this iPhone. Lags may be felt frequently, which is what to be expected for a phone like the iPhone 5C. In my opinion, this is one of the worst moves of Apple, if not the worst, because I feel like it shouldn't have been manufactured in the first place. Because in simple terms, you're buying a phone but has the same processor and most specifications of a predecessor or a year older phone. So it is not a practical choice to buy the iPhone 5C. The back camera for the iPhone 5C has 8 megapixels and an aperture of f-stop 2.4. It has a video resolution of 1080p at 30 fps. Well, photos generated by the iPhone 5C is not that good, yet back in 2013 it was. We can really perceive or see that it really aged. Not that it is horrible, but it can take good shots in the right conditions, especially with sufficient lighting or in daylight. But in today's standards, I can consider it as decent, but it gets the job done. In terms of video quality, the only problem that I can see is that it only has 1080p at 30fps as a video resolution. Meaning to say, the video is not stabilized and you will be seeing frequent shakiness whenever you try to shoot at different angles. The front camera of the iPhone 5C has 1.2 megapixels and an aperture of f-stop 2.4. It has a video resolution of 720p at 30fps. The selfie camera is not great. So here are some shots and clips from the iPhone 5C so that you can see it for yourself. So guys, this is the video quality of the iPhone 5C. As you can see, isn't it ironic I'm wearing a jacket and it is so hot? But anyways, it has 1.2 megapixels and an aperture of f-stop 2.4. The iPhone 5C has 1510 mAh. Considering that these iPhones have been used a bit over their lifetime, life duration degrades and the battery is not that big to begin with. Well, using an iPhone 5C on a daily basis, it can last for 4 to 6 hours more or less in terms of basic usage. But when it comes to using this phone for hard tasks like multitasking, gaming, and the like, it can last for 1 to 2 hours more or less. So in conclusion, paying 1,500 pesos up to 2,500 or $30 up to $50 is not a practical choice. Just save up your money. If you want a small phone, you can go ahead and buy an iPhone SE, and trust me, you will be very happy with the performance. So guys, before we formally end this video, if you're an iPhone 5C user or you have used an iPhone 5C, please comment below your experiences with it. Let's socialize, communicate, and have a community so we can also help others planning to buy iPhones. Lastly guys, if you want a shoutout, just comment below anything with the hashtag EzekShoutouts. Okay. So guys, thank you very much for watching. See you in the next video. Peace.